How Christians become some of the most tolerant people. In Gambian societies, hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that is personal to me, religion, tolerance, and how we treat people who don't share our beliefs. I was born and raised in a Muslim family, so naturally, Islam was the faith I grew up with. Growing up as a Muslim in the Gambia, I experienced a society where Islam is deeply connected to family, culture, traditions, and everyday life. But as I grew older, one thing really stood out to me: the way some people react when someone decides to leave Islam or openly challenges Islamic beliefs. I have seen people being called enemies of God. I've seen their parents and families insulted. I've seen people's pictures posted on social media, followed by insults and condemnation, simply because they announced that they no longer believed in Islam. And that made me ask an important question. If a religion teaches peace, compassion, and brotherhood, how should we treat someone who no longer believes in it? Of course, I want to be very clear. I'm talking about the behavior of some individuals, not every Muslim. There are millions of Muslims around the world who are peaceful, tolerant, loving, and respectful toward people of different beliefs. I've also encountered debates surrounding interfaith marriage, particularly restrictions placed on Muslim women marrying outside the faith. And in some communities, people are discouraged from becoming too close to those who don't share their religious beliefs. But throughout my life, especially during my time in the Gambia and later in the United States, I've had many Christian friends. Those friendships allowed me to see Christianity from a different perspective, and what I noticed was something I found interesting. Many Christian communities place a tremendous emphasis on love, forgiveness, acceptance, and welcoming people. Walk into many churches, and you can be a visitor without anyone asking you to immediately become Christian. You can sit down, listen to the service, participate in the music, meet people, and simply be welcomed. And I think that matters, because sometimes the most powerful way to represent your faith isn't by telling someone they're wrong. It's by showing them kindness. Another thing I've noticed is the emphasis on forgiveness. Christianity teaches many followers to forgive, even when someone has hurt them. Obviously, Christians don't always practice this perfectly. They're human beings. But the principle of forgiveness is central to the faith. And then there's the issue of questioning. In many Christian communities, someone can question Christianity, disagree with biblical interpretations, or even decide to leave the faith without necessarily becoming an enemy of everyone they know. Again, I'm not saying every Christian community behaves this way. There are Christians who can be judgmental, intolerant, or hostile. Religious people are still people, and no religion has a monopoly on good behavior. But this brings me to what I believe is the bigger lesson. Tolerance isn't about agreeing with everybody. Tolerance means being able to say, I strongly disagree with you, but I still respect your right to believe differently. You don't have to agree with someone's religion to be their friend. You don't have to accept someone's beliefs to treat them with dignity. And you don't have to abandon your own faith just because someone else doesn't share it. The Gambia is a predominantly Muslim country, but its Christian minority has historically been an important part of Gambian society. Many Gambian Christians identify strongly with their Gambian nationality and participate in the broader cultural life of the country. I've seen Christians participate in events with Muslims, maintain friendships across religious lines, and celebrate cultural moments together, and that's something I believe every society can learn from. Religion should never become an excuse to hate your neighbor. Imagine a world where a Muslim can have a Christian best friend, a Christian can have a Muslim neighbor, an atheist can attend a religious friend's wedding, and nobody feels threatened by it. Imagine being able to say, your beliefs are different from mine, but I still respect you. That, to me, is real tolerance. And if Christians want to become some of the most tolerant people in society, the answer isn't necessarily to preach louder, it's to love more, forgive more, listen more, and judge less. Because at the end of the day, perhaps the greatest expression of faith isn't how loudly we defend our beliefs. It's how respectfully we treat people who don't share them. Thank you for listening, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Can people disagree completely about religion and still genuinely love, respect, and support each other?